Welcome back, focused learners. Okay, let's dive right into this. If your home's heating system has been clanking, failing to keep you warm, or if you're just staring down the barrel of an aging unit, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're demystifying the pricing, the technology, and the installation of your next HVAC system right here in Georgia. So, let's get you the answers you actually need.
Right out of the gate, let's hit your most burning question. For a standard heating system replacement in Georgia, you're generally looking at a baseline cost range of $4,000 to $9,500. Now, I know, seeing a big number like that can be stressful, but take a deep breath. Understanding exactly what makes up that number is how you take back control of the whole process.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, the real cost to replace. Then, furnace or heat pump. Next, what determines your quote, why are prices rising, and finally, how to manage the expense. By the end of this, you are going to be a financially prepared and highly confident consumer.
Section 1, the real cost to replace.
Now, what's really interesting here is how you can think of your options like a menu, one that's largely dictated by your home's existing setup. If you already have natural gas access, a gas furnace runs between $4,000 and $9,500 and gives you incredibly reliable heat. But hey, if you don't have gas service, an electric furnace is cheaper up front, usually $3,500 to $7,000, though it might cost a little more to run. And then there's the heat pump, sitting at $5,500 to over $10,000. This gives you energy-efficient heating and cooling, all in one single system.
I do need to give you a quick heads up about some hidden variables, just so you aren't completely blindsided. Your specific home might require extra labor. Say you have extremely limited attic space where technicians can barely move, or maybe outdated ductwork that needs modifying for modern airflow. Well, you should mentally add another $1,000 to $2,500 to your total project cost.
Section 2, furnace or heat pump. Assuming your ductwork is good to go, this brings us to the biggest decision you'll make. Think of it like a heavyweight bout. In one corner, the reigning champion, the gas furnace. It brings lower installation costs, really strong heating performance, and it's relentlessly reliable when temperatures absolutely plummet. In the other corner, the highly versatile challenger, the heat pump. It tackles both heating and cooling in one unit, uses significantly less energy, and gives you reduced monthly utility bills.
And to understand why a heat pump is such a brilliant, energy-efficient investment for mild winters like we have in Georgia, you have to know this wild fact. Heat pumps literally do not generate heat. No way, right? Instead of burning fuel to create warmth, they just pull existing heat from the outdoor air, even when it's chilly out, and move it inside your home. In the summer, they just reverse the whole process. It is an incredibly efficient way to use electricity.
Section 3, what determines your quote? So, you've chosen your system and the contractor hands you an estimate. Let's decode the alphabet soup on those pages. First up is BTU, or British Thermal Unit. Let's strip away the intimidation here. This is simply the measurement professionals use to correctly size the system's capacity for your exact home. And this is absolutely crucial. A system with too few BTUs will just struggle and run constantly, while an oversized one turns on and off way too fast. That wastes energy and adds unnecessary wear and tear. A good contractor will do a proper load calculation to nail this down.
Next, if you're looking at a furnace, you'll see AFUE, which stands for Annual Fuel Utilization Efficiency. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where your money is going. Think of it just like a car's MPG. If a furnace has an 80% AFUE rating, well, 20% of the fuel you pay for is literally just going up the exhaust vent. But a 95% rating, that means only 5% of that energy is actually wasted. Grasping this really helps you see why spending a bit more upfront yields much lower long-term monthly bills. Oh, and for heat pumps, you'll see similar efficiency acronyms like SEER2 and HSPF2.
So beyond just buying a big metal box, what are you actually paying for? Your quote covers the core equipment, sure, but it also covers highly specialized labor and installation. It includes additional materials like new copper refrigerant lines, electrical wiring, an upgraded thermostat, and proper vents. Plus, it covers mandatory local permits and inspections to ensure the whole shebang is totally code compliant.
All those materials and labor hours come together on installation day, which usually runs somewhere between 4 to 10 hours. The pros will carefully take out your old equipment. Then they seamlessly connect the new unit to your gas lines, electrical grid, and ductwork. Finally, they rigorously test everything for efficiency and, most importantly, safety from any gas or electrical hazards. This step-by-step professional process is vital for keeping your family safe and making sure your manufacturer warranty is actually valid.
Section 4. Why are prices rising?
We have to acknowledge the elephant in the room here. If you replaced the system a decade ago, the quote you get today is going to be noticeably higher. There are three core factors driving this across the whole industry. First, global supply chain challenges. Raw materials like steel, copper, and electronics are simply way more expensive now. Second, updated energy regulations, like the new CR2 rules, mandate that manufacturers build higher-performing, more efficient systems, which naturally cost more to make. And third, new refrigerant requirements are forcing the phase-out of older environmental refrigerants, meaning equipment has to be completely redesigned. None of this is under your contractor's control, it's just the new reality of the market.
Section 5. How to manage the expense.
I know the cost stuff can feel heavy, so let's pivot to how you can find some financial relief. If you're hit with an emergency winter replacement, you don't have to drain your savings all at once. First, actively ask your HVAC company about financing plans. Many of them offer promotional low-interest options so you can pay over time. Second, keep an eye out for seasonal manufacturer rebates. If you're buying a high-efficiency model, companies often run promotions that knock down that initial price. And third, definitely apply for federal and state energy efficiency tax credits. These literally reward you financially just for upgrading to greener tech.
Ultimately, you're usually facing a choice between patching up your old unit again or replacing it entirely. Repairing might fix a minor issue today, but it leaves you stuck with an aging, less efficient system. Replacing means a higher upfront cost, for sure, but it guarantees long-term reliability, fresh warranties, and much lower energy bills. So the crucial point is knowing the threshold. If your system is over 15 years old and those repair bills are just stacking up, a full replacement is mathematically the much smarter choice.
When you're staring down an expensive repair estimate for an old unit, you really have to ask yourself, is pouring money into a 15-year-old system actually saving you anything? Reframing that intimidating cost into a smart, inevitable investment completely changes the game. It's all about securing your home's comfort, slashing those crazy winter energy bills, and ultimately buying your own peace of mind. So what's your next move going to be? Thanks so much for learning with us today, and stay warm out there.